What is going on? We are live on Only Football for a very important AFC matchup. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are hot as of recently, at the New York Jets, who are on a slide right now. Haven't been winning that many games as of recently. Trevor Lawrence has been playing very good football for Jacksonville, and he is going to go out on this field for the first time. Important to note that this might be the most difficult defense that Trevor Lawrence plays this week. And the ball is kicked. And this is going to be taken out of the end zone and brought to the 25-yard line, same as a touchback. And here comes number 16 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. 4 fumbles lost on last 7 opening drives. So haven't been able to get off to a fast start. They've been very good in the second half of games. 6-8 record right now. What's going on? Liam Wolf says hi in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Lawrence in shotgun, standing at the 20-yard line, is going to snap this, fake the handoff, and a quick throw out to Ingram is going to be good for 5 yards. And that's a pretty solid start right there. You know, if the Jets have the ability to create pressure, and now they're going to run it with ETN. The Jets have the ability to bring a lot of pressure without blitzing anybody, with just using their 4 guys on the defensive side. So that's good for Doug Peterson in Jacksonville to just draw up a play where he's throwing the ball quick. Don't let that pressure become a part of the game plan. That was a quick throw, and they follow that up with a run. Now it's 3rd and 1, very manageable. Liam said, I need the Jets to lose today. And what a play, a fake handoff, and Ingram, another grab for him on a 3rd and 1. They're going to pick up plenty. What a play. This is a great play right here. So you send Ingram just a little bit in motion, fake the handoff, and then send Ingram out on a little tight end delay. Now they're going to hand it off to Travis, and that's going to be good for 3 yards. Second and 6. It's a good point. That 3rd and 1 was definitely an RPO. He had the option whether he wanted to run it or pass it, and you saw how quick he was able to decide to throw that ball. Really impressive. I think the game is really starting to slow down. And this drive continues with a deep throw downfield, and it's going to be, Jones Jr., Marvin Jones could have caught that one. It was a perfectly placed ball, and it's knocked away. You can't throw that ball any more perfect. So he's running downfield. This is a ball you have to catch, man. Look at this. Look at this. That's why you don't catch with your body. Liam says because of the Steelers. So we're trying to keep our playoff hopes alive in Pittsburgh with the Jets lose. And this is going to help with it. ETN runs all the way to the 20-yard line, nearly fumbles the ball, but able to grab it. And we just showed that stat for the last 6 opening drives for Jacksonville, ending in a fumble. They almost made it 5-7 there. Yeah, that's a solid run. This is an impressive opening drive. Jacksonville's wearing all white today. White socks, white pants, white jerseys. The Jets going with their all black. And a quick handoff to the wide receiver. And he's going to get maybe 3 yards on the carry to bring up a 2nd and 7. We saw last week Detroit only had 6 points scored offensively with less than 5 minutes to go. They had 13 points, but they also had a punt return. So Detroit's offense was ranked number 3, and they were able to shut them down. So Jacksonville able to move the ball in this opening drive. Pretty impressive. Liam said if we win and they lose, we'll both be 7 and 8. All right, so that's obviously the first step for the Steelers. This is going to be a quarterback keeper by Lawrence, and he's going to get just a couple yards. Nobody really fooled on that play. All right. 3rd and 3. Jaguars already in field goal range, trying to get a touchdown here. A manageable 3rd down. Trevor Lawrence sending wide receiver in motion. They have 4 wide receivers set, a single running back for pass protection, and he's actually going to throw this a little too far to the outside. Looks like he might have had the running back who slipped away, but he had already thrown the ball. Just overthrew it. The receiver never could have had a chance for that one. He was trying to hit him in a corner route in the end zone, and out comes the field goal unit for the Jaguars, and this should be a chip shot. 1 mile per hour wind right now. That is convenient. It was 7 miles an hour just a moment ago. And this one goes right through. 32-yarder is good, which is going to tie the score. Liam said, is the weather good where you are at? Well, we're supposed to get about, I think, a half inch to an inch of freezing rain, which may cause some power outages in the area, which may, in fact, interrupt the stream. So we're hoping against that, but we'll definitely keep you updated on that. How's the weather where you're at, Liam? I know there's a cold front going through right now. A lot of people in kind of unnormal temperatures. I think Nashville's going under -2. The weather's good. What time? What time for the freezing rain? Well, right now it's 5:33. Let's see. And I've been so busy making videos the last 4 hours. Winter storm warning. Around 9 p.m. it is supposed to begin. And it's supposed to snow all night. And then potentially, it looks like some of that freezing rain has actually turned into snow, which is good for us because snow most likely will not cause a power outage. However, the freezing rain would have almost guarantee that. They say half an inch of freezing rain on a power line is the equivalent to having a grand piano in weight. So these are things I didn't know. But yeah, we will have snow all night, a low of 11 degrees. That is low for us. I was born in Wisconsin. I can handle it. But it's been, it's been a year since I've been in that type of weather. So I hope everybody listening to this is safe. I hope if you're traveling, you've made it to your destination by now. And the Jets will receive this kickoff by letting it go out of bounds. Now, if you're looking at the weather right now, this is interesting. So the wind is doing a swirl. So although it's, I guess, technically raining right now, a lot of it is just swirling in the air. Liam said it's going to rain from 2 to 5 and then snow from 6 to 9. Actually, 2 to 6. All right. Well, it's not Christmas unless it snows, so hopefully you'll get some fresh powder on the ground. Zach Wilson taking the first snap here in the second series. It's going to be a fake handoff, and he throws this into the dirt. The pass rush was there. Honestly, I'm not a quarterback coach, but I'm trying to see if I hear some boos here. I felt like I heard some boos. The announcers are saying right now that Zach Wilson has to deal with a bad O-line, and I'm going to say, look, this fake handoff is not very believable. Like, granted, the running back had to pick up that block, but I would like to see it at least be more committed to the fake, because I'm sitting here and I knew that was a fake handoff. Especially if you have a bad offensive line, some of those fake handoffs can delay the defense. A second that they have to think about who's getting the ball is a second less that they're coming at you. Said it's 5 a.m. It's going to be 38 degrees. Then at 6, it's going to be 29 degrees. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a cold one. Here we go. 3rd and 7 on the second drive. Wilson's going to throw it, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be a huge gain. That'll take him into Jaguars territory. So both parties able to move the ball on each other. Yep. Definitely runs the receiver right into the linebacker who should have been on the coverage. It's definitely a pick play, but they find creative ways to do it. Now they're going to go to the run game with Carter, who's going to gain 3 yards. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first. Ginger said, "What's up, Liam? Kyle, how the hell are you guys doing?" Good, man. We're doing good. Freaking happy to be here streaming this game. We are so close to the playoffs. Everything's so important right now. Jacksonville has crawled their way back into the conversation while the Jets are hanging on for dear life. And who is that? The Jets just bring in Streveler, a quarterback that looks kind of like Tim Tebow. And it looked like they were going to do some kind of design run, kind of like what you see from Tebow when he was a freshman and the quarterback would come into the game for one play. But a false start is going to destroy that play, and now he's leaving the game and Zach Wilson back in. This is the first Thursday night game I've watched this season because it's the most important for the Steelers. Yep. Oh! And Wilson fires a pass that could have been intercepted, but the cornerback was staring down the receiver. The ball wasn't even close to the receiver. Some kind of miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback here. Williams, the cornerback, definitely could have intercepted that ball had he been looking at the ball. It literally blew right by his body. Ginger said, "Stay safe, Liam. We have projected 5 inches with ice here in Indiana." Man, the weather right now is crazy everywhere. Things are looking good in New York. Wilson trying to keep a play alive, just ends up throwing it away, and now there's a flag on the play. We'll see who this is on. The crowd is cheering, so might be on Jacksonville. Pass interference on the offense. So that penalty is going to be declined. Yeah, that's Elijah Moore. Just a little push off at the top of the route. Try to get some separation. So out comes the punter. He's going to punt this from the 40-yard line. The Jets 40. So potential good field position for the Jets. And this one just gets off. And now a flag comes in. They're going to say running into the punter or roughing the punter. Now, if they say running into the punter, that's only 5 yards. And if it's roughing, then that would be a first down. I think the indications are it was running. It looked like a little bit of acting. Liam said, "We are supposed to get 1 inch of snow." All right, so they are calling it. So the penalty is going to be declined because the punt was executed very nicely. It was only a 5-yard penalty. They would have had to repunt it. No need to repunt it. It may not be able to repeat that. So Jacksonville is going to take over deep in their own territory. Still a 3-3 ball game. Welcome if you're joining us right now. This is the Only Football podcast brought to you by Star 6 Media, covering the Thursday night football game. If you guys haven't checked out our other videos, I just posted 3 videos today. That'll be all your injury updates. That'll be the playoff scenarios. So there it is. I made a video of all the clinching scenarios that are going to be on this week, and news like Tannehill, Jalen Hurts, fantasy news like Nick Chubb. I got videos on all of it to keep you guys up to date. My promise has always been, if you subscribe to us, you won't miss anything, and I am committed to that promise. I've been making videos for the last 5 hours, and then I'm rolling right into this. So I hope you guys are taking advantage of the resource and the videos. I hope it's helping you in your fantasy league. And if you're just enjoying it and kicking back, hey, that's cool too, man. I'm just happy you guys are here. I'm grateful for you. So on the clinching scenarios, Jacksonville and the Jets didn't have a clinching scenario this week. However, there are certain things that if the Jets lose, other teams can get closer to clinching. So there are teams that have division clinched, but they don't have seeds clinched. You think of the NFC right now, San Francisco could jump Minnesota as a number 2 seed, which would be pretty big. So a lot to play for. Even the teams that are clinched are still trying to get a better seed. In the AFC, Buffalo has a 1-game lead on Cincinnati, and they're tied with the Chiefs. So the Chiefs and Bills are still dueling that out. Meanwhile, Buffalo's playing the Bengals next Monday night. There's a lot to be sorted out still, and we're going to try to simplify things for everyone. All right, Lawrence taking over on the 4-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to Travis. He is going to run it for 8 yards, and he limps off holding his quad. Wonder if that is serious or not. I hope it's not. It's going to be 2nd and 3, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Ninja said I would have been way more possible for San Fran if the Colts didn't absolutely collapse last week. Yeah. Honestly, that's the thing. Like, the Vikings shouldn't even have that first seed right now. The way they've been playing, or the second seed, they just haven't been playing better than the 49ers. And I expect it to catch up to them, Jinja. I expect it to catch up to them. I think when it's all said and done, the 49ers will have the second seed. Oh. So the injury is going to be a shoulder injury for Travis. 3.5 left in the game, and Trevor is going to throw it, and it's going to tip around a little bit, and it's going to harmlessly hit the ground after it was almost caught by the lineman and then intercepted by the D lineman. Ugh. Trevor Lawrence has been impressing me, man. He's having a big second half of his second season. All right. Here we go. 2nd and 10. Ball's on. And it's caught all the way to the 25-yard line. If it's not a first down, it's going to be 1 yard short. So Jacksonville able to get a couple first downs, and at a minimum, they don't have to punt it deep in their own end zone at this point. They're almost to the 30-yard line. Their first drive, if you weren't with us, the Jaguars were moving all the way up the field. They got to a 20, I think it was a 32-yard field goal. So they got to maybe a chip shot field goal. They're going to pitch it here, and Travis is back in the game at running back. He's going to take a pretty good hit here, get right back up. That'll get them past the 30, and it's been impressive seeing Jacksonville move the ball on the Jets. I said it earlier, the Lions, their offense with 5 minutes left in the game only had 6 points scored. The Lions had 13, but they had a punt return. So the Lions have the number 3 scoring offense, and the Jets pretty much shut them down. And the Jaguars are moving the ball pretty good. Pretty good. Lawrence is going to throw this ball. It's going to be caught, and he's going to get 10, maybe 5 to 10 more. So Jacksonville is moving. They're driving again. This one was on Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner's been friggin' playing he's playing good, but so many PIs don't get called on him. It's ridiculous. Said would have been way more possible. I read that one. I've been kind of rooting for Minnesota all year with everyone counting them out. After last week, I hope they get destroyed in the first round. Trevor Lawrence is definitely the best QB in the AFC South. Oh, yeah, no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Granted, that's not like a crazy quarterback tough division, but I think he's going to be the best quarterback in the division for maybe the next decade or so. He is definitely, I mean, look, his first year, it was bad. Urban Meyer, we gave him a pass on that, but he's been pretty solid this year. And this is such an important game for the Jets, man. The Jets are like, we have got to start winning if we want to get in the playoffs, and we are running out of opportunities. And the Jaguars, they lose this, and they're pretty much out of the playoffs. So this is a playoff game in Week 16. We are watching the very first round of the playoffs right now. I wish Luck would have stuck it out and played. He was a dog. Yeah, I think if Andrew Luck would have stayed, he would be Yeah, he might be the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Andrew Luck was the real deal. He was the whole package. He was a genius on the field. He was tough. He was everything you want a quarterback to be. I know at a minimum, Trevor Lawrence is going to run for a first down. That's going to take him almost into the red zone, and we're at the end of the first quarter. The Colts would have at least won a Super Bowl. I think they could have won multiple Super Bowls with Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was really good. In 2012, the Broncos lost. It was the first year we had Peyton Manning. We lost in the divisional round of the playoffs because there was a Joe Flacco Hail Mary, and that brought the game into overtime. And then the next year was 2013, and the Broncos went to the Super Bowl, and they got destroyed by the Seahawks. Then the next year after that, the Broncos were in the divisional round, and I went to that game in person. I was there, and the Colts beat the Broncos, and I remember just sitting there. And the Broncos, the game was over, and then the big screen said, "Thank you, fans, for an incredible season." And the fans ran out, or the players ran out and shook hands, and the players went to the locker room, and somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, man, you got to go." I was so shocked. I couldn't leave. I was so sad. Man, I was so freaking sad. Andrew Luck broke my heart that day. But that should tell you right there. Peyton Manning, he was historically good with the Broncos, and Luck was able to beat him in Denver. I love Peyton, but it was sweet watching Luck best him in the playoffs. Yep. I don't know if you wrote that before or after, but that would have been a cool coincidence if you wrote that before. I'm thinking it's beer time. Is it beer time? Let's get some subs. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to freaking blast this thing on Twitter. We got to get some subs, baby. We got to get some. Let's see, how do I do that? How do I send this? Present. Oh, no, invite. Invite to your guests. Present. Man. How, if you guys know how to share this, by all means. Oh, here we go. Share. See if I can just copy the link. Let's see. All right. He said, it was definitely before LOL, and I have a beer out too. Let's go. All right. It's beer time. And the second quarter is starting. They're already interviewing the coach. Man, if I was a coach, I would be like, look, I don't want to do, I'll do one at halftime. You get one. I'm not going to every quarter. I'm locked in. I'm freaking locked in. Just like I'm locked into this stream. Can you imagine somebody came in right now and wanted to do a real quick interview with me? I'd be like, dude, I'm doing a freaking podcast. All right, so the first play, I wonder why they're replaying this. They're showing, the debate for turf leaving the NFL just continues. Trevor Lawrence got tackled at the end of that game, and he got that turf, the rubber pebbles in his eyeballs. They had to take him out on the sideline with. All right, so Lawrence running. He's pump faking, and he's going to extend the ball on 2nd and 10. And he says he got the first down, and it looks like it will be spotted. It looks like they might do a measurement here. The ref is standing on the yellow line. The The video of Tomlin telling the reporter in the tunnel to fuck off while he was heading to the locker room was awesome. That is one that I want to see. I did not see that video, and I'm pretty good at not missing any of those good moments. That is awesome. Tomlin, that surprises me. I don't think I've seen that side of him. I would love to see that video. So Travis is going to run here all the way to the 10-yard line. They may mark him at the 11, but either way, Jacksonville against a really good defense knocking on the door to get their second points in their second drive. So Jets defense, we know they're for real. So I think Jacksonville might be turning a freaking corner. I really do. I don't overreact to their wins. I know 2 weeks ago they got destroyed in Detroit by the Lions. But when you turn the corner, sometimes you don't look back. And Jacksonville definitely starting fast. Travis is going to get a pitch here, and he's going to run it all the way down to the 2-yard line. And it is 1st and goal from the 2. Things are looking good for Jacksonville to get to a 10-3 lead on this drive. Yep. Just a good play. I mean, Doug Peterson's calling really good plays right now. They are very, very balanced. And there's a Jet injury right now. And who is that? And that's the Jet safety who has to come out of the game. 12 minutes 31 in the second quarter. 1st and goal. Tie ball game. The Jets lose. They're pretty much going to be done for on this playoff hunt. They started so good, and we had questions. We said they weren't for real, and the Jets have started losing because the defense with absolutely no offense. They needed a real offense, and meanwhile, Jacksonville hasn't been that great defensively, but their offense has been pretty good lately. And this is a great example of that. So I made a video recently. There's only 5 teams that can, I believe, clinch some sort of playoff this week. The Chargers can, the Giants can, the Eagles can clinch home field advantage. The Vikings and 49ers have already won their division. Said, Pat showed it earlier this week. You can probably find it easily on YouTube. I can't root within the division. I don't know why. I just can't do it. Yeah, I'm the same way. Unless there's a bet in on the Chiefs. I mean, then I'm like, all right. But, if we're just watching football, I always want the AFC West to lose, especially the freaking Raiders. Gosh, they're so trash. All right. Lawrence is going to snap this and hand it off, and that's going to be a gain of 1. So now we got 2nd and goal. We're 1 yard out. That was a good-ass video. The Chargers have a long shot. I didn't know Baltimore had that good of a chance to make it. Thanks, dude. I'm glad you liked it. Baltimore, 10 clinching scenarios, 9 of them. I don't expect them to clinch this week because if you look at them all, it's like they need 3 teams to lose and they need to win. I mean, hey, it could happen, but it's just probably something I think if they win this week, they'll probably still need maybe one more thing to happen next week. Maybe they need only 1 team to lose and 1 win or tie. But this is definitely a year where things are kind of shaping up really late in the year. I mean, you look at bad divisions in football, and normally bad divisions have nothing to play for this time of year. But the NFC South is so bad right now that you got the bad teams like the freaking Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints. All bad teams. In a normal year, there'd be nothing to play for. They're 1 game behind Tampa. And Tampa's playing the Cardinals. So the fact that division, those games are still, there's something to play for is awesome for us because that means even though they don't have winning records, that those games mean something to the players. It's more fun like that. Like, literally, as a Broncos fan, we're playing the Rams this week, and it's still like, I mean, I'll never miss a game ever, but you definitely feel different when you know that there's nothing to gain. Just kind of takes some of that passion out of you. You still watch the game, but as far as like being super, super stoked, not really. Not really. Next year, I can't believe this year's already over for us. I really thought that we were going to be good this year. I mean, I was the happiest person in the world when we got Russ. Hopefully next year. Said I didn't even realize that we had a match. Welcome, JSD Killer. Welcome to the party. We do have a match. We have an important match. We have a playoff game, essentially. 2 teams. The loser will not make it to the playoffs. I have looked at the statistics. They may not be excluded officially after losing today, but whatever they need to happen is a super, super long shot, whereas the Jacksonville Jaguars can just win out and be in the playoffs. So you want to win. The best position to be in is where you control your destiny. Hey, I can't control who wins and loses and all that stuff, but if you can just win out and make it into the playoffs, that is the ideal scenario. That is it. Control what you can control. Sad whoever losses today. Yeah. Ronnie Hillman, rest in peace. We lost Ronnie Hillman today. He was a really key part to our offense. I woke up to that news. I made a video on that one. That was a hard video to make. 3rd and goal, 11:30 and counting in the second quarter. Trevor Lawrence is going to just jump straight over the pile. The ref is going to come in and say touchdown, even though the ball came out. The ball came out after it crossed the plane. Therefore, Jacksonville throw 6 up on the board and throw a 6-point lead as well. And they're 1 extra point away from a 7-point lead. That was a 16-play drive that started on their 4-yard line. Freaking incredible. A 96-yard touchdown drive on one of the NFL's best defenses. You gotta love how far the Jags have come. You gotta love it. They were a big part of the Broncos and Peyton Manning. We drafted him the year that we got Manning, 2012. Went to, I believe, San Diego State. All right, I'm going to grab a beer. Don't you guys leave. I have a mini fridge behind me. It's not like I'm really leaving, but I will always leave you with a little music. All right. Welcome back to the Only Football Podcast. Jaguars offense, first 95-plus yard touchdown drive since 2018. We aren't even at halftime, and we've already witnessed history together here on the live stream. All right, the Jets are going to take this one back. He's already past the 25-yard line, so good choice, and he will go out at, it looked like the 35-yard line. He did go flying over the bench. Looks like might have got gut checked by the bench there. There is a player that is questionable to return, Brandon Scorf. And the guy that ran that back out's being talked to by the trainer. Like I said, he got thrown into the bench. So Zach Wilson's going to start this drive on the 33-yard line. He's going to fake a handoff and throw it out to Zach. Let's see, who did he throw it to? I think that's Garrett Wilson. Yep. So Garrett Wilson's going to catch that for, a 12, 13-yard gain. First play goes for a first down. All right. So Zach Wilson on the 39-yard line standing. He's going to pitch this. Flag's going to come out. And this run is going to go for a gain of 7, but they're going to call a false start here on the Jets. So this will negate the positive play, take them back 5 yards. That's a 13-yard swap right there. That's the power of penalties. It's not just the negative play, but it's canceling out the good play. So 10:33 left in the second quarter, 1st and 15. Jets at home, already down 7. Jets have all 3 timeouts. Jags with only 2. Zach Wilson reading the coverages. He's going to snap the ball, fake the handoff, roll out to the right. He's looking. He's just going to throw it to the check down, who's standing pretty much by himself, and he's going to take it for a first down. It looked like he got there, so that'll be a gain of 15 as we tick under 10 minutes. And that's what I was saying Zach Wilson needed to do. We saw earlier some of these fake handoffs, he wasn't selling it. You could just tell that he wasn't really handing the ball off. You're playing a really good, D line. You got to sell out. You really got to. Those are the little differences between elite quarterbacks and serviceable quarterbacks. All right, so this is going to be a pitch, and it's going to go absolutely nowhere. Oh, my gosh. He's going to go all the way back to the 49-yard line. He almost slipped away and made something amazing happen, but Jenkins was there to shut that down. So that was probably a 8 to 10-yard loss on that run. 7 yards. So 2nd and 17. That is not what you want if you're the Jets here. That was the safety number 2, Rayshon Jenkins. He had a really good week last week against the Cowboys. And the refs are going to shut down this play. We'll see if they're going to call false start on the Jets. So now you have another 5 yards. So this is going to be a 2nd and 22. I mean, they've had 5 different right tackles, is what I'm hearing. 5 different right tackles this year, and you can definitely see it in the false start, in the penalties, a unit not playing really strong together. All right, so Zach Wilson, 2nd and 21 now. And he's going to do a 3-step drop, no fake handoff. He's going to launch this downfield, and it's going to be almost picked. It was just a bad throw. There was nobody there. He threw it right into the hands of the Jaguars. Luckily, the Jets wide receiver turned into a defender and threw him down. But this is just a bad decision. And I've said it before. Zach Wilson plays like a drunk Patrick Mahomes. The same amount of backyard football, the same amount of, I guess, just throwing it up and trying to do arm strength stuff, but just not the same result, not even close. All right, so they're going to do a little halfback screen here, and this is going to go for about 11 yards, so that'll make some of that yardage back. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So you have 8 minutes left in the first half. The Jets are down 7, and I guess if you're Jacksonville, go on another one of those touchdown drives. Turn this into a 17-3 ball game. You know, I mean, we know the Jets have a good defense, but can the Jets win if they get behind early? I don't think so. I don't think they have the offense. I don't think they have the offense to pull it off. So the punt return is going to be bobbled, but ultimately caught on the 12. So Trevor Lawrence coming back out after a 96-yard touchdown drive. We'll see if he can do it again. And if you're the Jets, you really need Jacksonville to make a mistake here. You need a fumble, a pick. You need something to kind of turn the momentum, because whatever you do here, you can't give up points. You don't make it a 10-point game. Just get that defense out there, get them in order. That's the strong suit of the team. Let's get a 3 and out if you're the Jets. All right, so see if I can send this stream to a couple places.
Always driven to innovate and stay ahead of the trend.
Our reels are doing pretty good. See here on Facebook, we got 5,000 views, really bringing some positive vibes to the channel. People are really loving this stuff. People are joining us. They've been subscribing. That's a big shout out to you guys for coming here and for sharing it. Honestly, we would be nowhere without you. So thank you guys. I can see the results on our video views and stuff like that. Rob Gronkowski says an NFL team is trying to woo him with offer of a number 69 jersey number. So there's a team out there that said, if you come play for us, we'll let you wear number 69. And and he said that almost got me back to the football field. Gosh, Gronkowski is such a frat boy. It's hilarious. All right. So Lawrence is going to start this drive with 7 minutes and 39 seconds. 7:39. And let's see, he's going to do a quick handoff here, and that's going to get swallowed up in the backfield. And there you go. There's your positive defensive play for the Jets. We knew they needed one. They finally got one. Good for the Jets there. So it's going to be 2nd and 11. And the rain starts to come down a little bit more. 7 minutes left in the first half. Lawrence in shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, roll out to his right. He's going to tuck this one, and he's going to run. And he's got the first down. And he's got 5 more after the first. So good run by Lawrence, showing off some speed. I He looked a little bit faster. I'm not going to lie. He looked a little bit faster. And that's exactly what they're saying right now. All right. 3, 2, 5, 6. Place order. All right. So we got 6 minutes left in the ball game. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have ran 31 plays for 167 yards, 15 and a half minutes of total possession. And the Jets only have 14 plays and 60 yards. So Jacksonville is definitely playing the better of the two teams right now. Ball's on the 30-yard line. Lawrence is going to snap a quick throw out to Ingram, the tight end, and he stays on his feet, and he keeps running downfield, and he goes all the way down the field. And this is like what I've been saying. You got a really good D-line for the Jets. Get the ball out of Lawrence's hand fast. Design plays to keep the Jets out of rhythm. They can't sack the quarterback if you throw the ball within the first second and a half. This is just really quick snap and throw. This is the game plan because of the Jets defense, and it's working right now. 5 minutes to go in the first half. There's a man in motion. They're going to hand this one off. It's going to be a run for about 1 yard. And here we go. 28 years old, went to Ole Miss, 23rd overall draft pick. Here we go. Some new subscribers coming in. Thank you, guys. Lawrence is going to throw this one down, and it's going to go nowhere. 25-yard line. Jacksonville's in field goal range, so nothing is not a bad thing because they're going to get points as long as they don't turn the ball over here. They got a pretty makeable field goal. They're on the 35. So right now it's about a 52-yard field goal. I would be probably calling some sort of play that could pick up the first down, but it's guaranteed to pick up 4 or 5. And that's what they do. A really quick throw that's going to pick up about 5, 6, 7 yards. So that's a smart call. That's going to bring up a 47-yard field goal. And that is a lot more makeable than the 52-yard field goal that they were currently in. And the clock continues to tick down. 15 seconds left on the play clock. We'll see if they take this all the way down. There's 10 seconds, under 3 minutes. No, they're just going to snap it at 8. The kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. The 45-yard field goal is good. The Jaguars have a 10-point lead with 2:55 left in the ball game. So Jacksonville able to get points on all of their possessions, a field goal, a touchdown, and then another field goal. All right, I'm going to use a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back. I'm going to leave you guys with some music like I always do. Well, that sucks. I had my mic muted. I was gonna say the Jets fan base has been awaiting many years to be relevant, and they got a taste of success to start the season, and to see it unfold like this is it's sad. And this is gonna be another booing because this was not a throw to achieve a first down. After the sack and the incompletion, the fans are saying, why the hell are we playing to get to halftime? Like, we're down 10. They're not taking real shots. I think Garrett Wilson, you got to put Joe Flacco in. I may be sounding extreme, but I do feel like you have to put Joe Flacco in at this point in the ball game. Give yourself a real shot here. Put Flacco in and see if you can get some positive momentum. Remember, Joe Flacco has led a couple pretty remarkable comebacks already. They were ranking the most improbable comebacks of the season. And number one was not the Vikings coming back from down 33. Number one was the Jets coming back against Cleveland, where they scored a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion, got another touchdown. That was with Joe Flacco. So, absolutely, Flacco can get the job done. Zach Wilson, on the other hand, I don't see him doing it. Don't see him doing it. All right. If you're joining us at this Jets stream, first, I just want to say happy holidays. I hope that you are safe with the weather being crazy everywhere, and I hope that your team is winning. I hope that you are one of the 28 teams that have something to play for still. That means you're not a Houston Broncos, Rams, or you could make an argument. That's pretty much it. Or Bears. That's the fourth. All the other teams definitely have something to be playing for right now. Even if you're in the bad NFC South, you're still playing for a playoff spot. And what do you guys think? I mean, would you play Flacco? See, I think I would go with Joe Flacco on this drive. Give it to Flacco. Let Flacco get the job done. Joe knows. Let Joe go. Let Joe go. It's time to show Joe. And this is going to be a punt. And Jacksonville is going to catch this at the 30. No fair catch. They're going to get just about 4 yards and get pushed out of bounds on the Jets sideline. So with 1:51 still in the second quarter, there's plenty of time here for Jacksonville to continue to get points. And that's what they're going to do. So the rain is really starting to come down. We're starting to see some of that weather here. And the first play here is going to be a run, and that's going to be a gain of 3. And if you're Jacksonville, I mean, I get like, hey, let's go to halftime. We got a 10-point lead. But at the same time, the Jets haven't been able to do anything offensively. So I don't have any problem with them taking some shots here and punting the ball back with time. Take your shots. If you have to punt the ball back to them, let their offense earn it. Second play is going to be another pass to Ingram, who's going to come up a yard short. They've spent almost an entire minute gaining 9 yards. And I think what the move might be is once you get to under a minute, now we're going to get into our 1 minute offense. And we have 2 timeouts. Just trying to think about giving them the ball with not too much time in case you don't get the first down here. But like I said, the Jets offense has been bad. I wouldn't worry about it. This is going to be way more than enough for a first down. It's going to take them all the way to the 45-yard line, the Jets' 45-yard line. So clock is stopped, 43 seconds. Jacksonville on the fringe of field goal range now to make it a 16-3 ball game. Jacksonville is completely dominating this first half. The rain, weather, defense, none of it's a problem. So here we go. Lawrence is 10 for 13, 138 yards, and he's picking the defense apart. All right, Lawrence looks, he's looking, he doesn't see anything, so he just throws this at the feet of a receiver. The incompletion will stop the clock at 38 seconds. Second down, they still have 2 timeouts. I would think ideally here you want to get maybe 15 more yards to have a super makeable field goal. But good on Jacksonville already getting themselves in field goal range. That is already good on them. Lawrence standing at the 40-yard line is going to shotgun formation. He's going to throw an incompletion here. 35 seconds left. 3rd and 10. And the announcer said right there, a lot of these throws have been quick to the outside. Well, we already talked about the quick thing. We expect the quick throws because of this defensive front for the Jets. And it's been working. You got the defense playing off the receivers in these quick throws that are only supposed to pick up 3-4 yards. They're causing them to miss that first tackle, so they're picking up 12 to 15 yards on them. Here's another throw to ETN, and that's going for 11 yards. I mean, this is not a complicated offense right now. They have a lot of motion and stuff like that, but if you look at these throws, all they're doing is snapping the ball and throwing it quickly to the receiver, to the tight end, or the running back. Very fast stuff. If they could just play a little closer and not get burned, it's really the rack yards, the run after catch yards that are beating down the Jets. I would say air yards per completion is probably really low right now, but the run after the catch is really high. They're going to check the spot on this first down. Let's see here. Wow, so it's 4th and inches. They kick the field goal, and it's wide left by 1 foot. So the Jets, I mean, this is definitely a break for the Jets, because not only is the field goal, the wind just kept pushing it. I mean, looked like the kick was going right down the middle, but it looked like he put too much air on it, gave the wind too much time to change the trajectory. I would have thought maybe more of a line drive, but then you risk getting it blocked. It's hard to kick in these conditions for many reasons. So now the Jets line up at the 33-yard line, probably looking for some kind of deep play here, and it's just going to be a check down, and that is going to go for only 7 yards, and this play is lasting 15, 16, 17 seconds. Jets burn 1, 15 seconds left. Maybe you see here 20, 25-yard pass to try to do a long field goal, make it a 7-point game at halftime, but we'll see. See if Zach Wilson can get it done. Have not seen much of him yet today. Only 6 completions for 79 yards. 3 rushes for 0 yards. The Jets have no running game going for them as well. So, really, like I said, I wasn't joking when I said there's nothing to be really happy about right now. And this is going to be a quick throw, and that's going to keep the clock running. Jets take timeout with 9 seconds. I'm going to update 13. Here we go. So 10 seconds left. Jets burn their last timeout, or second timeout, excuse me. They have 1 left, but they only have 10 seconds. So say maybe they can get 15 yards down and just call the timeout right away. But we will see. It's 3rd and 3, so they probably are just trying to get into some kind of kickable field goal here, but they still have maybe 25 yards before that's a real option. So they're on the 40-yard line right now. And Zach Wilson, shotgun formation, looking. It's thrown, and it's at the feet. I mean, he's thrown it at people's feet, man. You got to go ahead and just swap him out for Flacco. You got the whole season on the line tonight. You know what your guy is. He's 6 for 10. They don't respect him as a passer. That's why they have 0 yards on the ground. I mean, there is nothing good about Zach Wilson right now. There is nothing there. And now 4th and 4 with 5 seconds left. They're going to keep the offense out on the field. Here's a chance maybe for a Hail Mary or potentially just a quick throw. And then you get a timeout called by the Jets. And right now, things are looking really good for the Jaguars. You look at the playoff picture, you got Buffalo, who's already clinched, but still playing for a 1st seed. You got Kansas City. They've already won the West. They have the same record as Buffalo, but Buffalo plays Cincinnati next week, who has 1 less win than them. So there is a scenario that the Bengals beat the Bills and the Chiefs win out to get the 1st seed. And then you have the Titans right now with only a 1-game lead. Obviously, Jacksonville playing a lot better, and we just found out that no Tannehill. It's going to be Malik Willis maybe for the rest of the season for Tennessee. So things are looking really good for Jacksonville to win their division, but they have to take care of business today, and that's what they've done. They've gotten points on every drive besides that last drive, but that was a missed field goal. That was no fault of Trevor Lawrence. And defensively, Jacksonville holding the Jets to just 3 points. Give the Jaguars credit on defense, but I think you got to take Zach Wilson out of this game. If you're the Jets and your season's on the line, and this one's going to be picked, and now it's being returned by Jacksonville, and they're going to pitch it. And if there's one thing we learned last week against the Patriots, and the Boo Birds are going ham. Zach Wilson runs off the field, and the fans are letting them have it. And this is what I was saying. You gave them a taste of success. Liam said, "I'm back. Welcome back." Casey said, "It looks so wet." That's what she said. I think, though, the Jets, you gave them a taste of success. You let them know what it felt like early in the season. They really thought this was their year. They were going to make it into the playoffs. And now they're at risk of just blowing it all. And I think you got to make the switch. If you don't, I think some reporters may ask, hey, why didn't you give Flacco an opportunity when you only had 3 points in the first half and less than 100 yards passing? Go ahead and just pull the trigger. You cannot be playing any worse than how you're playing with Zach Wilson right now. And let's see, Mike White, I wonder if he plans on being able to come back. Let's see. Twitter said the Jets just completely embarrassed themselves in front of the entire country in the first half in every area of the game. Prove you aren't the same old Jets and you'll be just fine. There's no question Zach Wilson has a good arm, but tonight is not his night. Put in Streveler, get a spark going. The playoffs are on the line. Some more Twitter. Couldn't be any worse of a showing for Zach Wilson. So the season officially ends tonight, huh? New York Jets, just pathetic. LOL. Shake my head. Jets. It's incredible how dysfunctional this Jets offense looks with Wilson in there. Can just feel the lack of confidence from his teammates in him and within himself. Halftime, 13-3, Jags dominated. Yeah, honestly, I would say that too. You can really feel that the momentum thing's real. Like, you can feel the receivers are not confident that if they run their routes, the ball will be there. I mean, you got Zach Wilson throwing just balls into the turf, nothing good going for them. Connor Hughes said Zach Wilson intercepted on the final play of the first half. Trevor Lawrence is 11 of 16 for 147. He has 5 rushes for 41 yards, and he's got a touchdown. A QB rating of 97.7. Zach Wilson is 7 for 13 for 78 yards with that interception. QB rating of 37.2. So Zach Wilson playing a terrible game, and if you're playing this poorly of football, my question is, how much worse do you have to play to be benched? And would you expect a quarterback shift? Your season's on the line. Would you go with the guy that came in, number 15? What was his name? He was a Streveler. Would you go with Streveler in the second half, or would you go with Joe Flacco? Because Joe Flacco, didn't he lead that comeback against the Browns with the onside kick and the touchdown? And, that was statistically the most improbable win of the season. Minnesota 33-point comeback was number 2. He said Mike White is a dog. Sucks he's injured. I know. And I bet the entire Jets fan base is thinking the same thing. But I think Joe Flacco is fine. I mean, I'm not saying Joe Flacco is going to rescue you by any means, but it does seem at this point that Joe Flacco is a better option than Zach Wilson. Got some more here. He said the Jets season is on the line right now and the offense is not working. You need to do something to jumpstart the offense. I would go to Joe Flacco with a heavy dose of Chris Streveler. Wow, what an absolute joke he is. Streveler time, Flacco time, don't care. The fans are saying we don't really give a shit who comes in, whether it's Streveler or Flacco. But they all agree that there needs to be no Zach Wilson in the second half. Ingram has been cooking for the Jaguars. He's got 5 receptions, 83 yards already in the second half. Conklin has 3 catches. Trevor Lawrence is really getting the ball out to different receivers. And with a defensive front as good as the Jets, the game plan was always to get rid of the ball in less than 2 seconds. You haven't seen the pass rush be a factor, hasn't changed anything. They haven't gotten after Trevor. They're not in his head. Right now, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars have the defense on their toes because of a really strong game plan to get rid of the ball quick. Liam says Streveler should play. Streveler should be out there in the second half. He was going to go out for one play, and then there was a false start, and it kind of ruined the drive. But if you notice, before Streveler went out there, the Jets actually had good momentum. and then they tried a QB switch, and there was that false start, and then they put Zach Wilson back in, and nothing actually came from the drive, I believe. So that was maybe if they could get back to Streveler, we never saw what he would have done. So is his style of play like, is he going to run the football? Is he a Tim Tebow guy? He looks like he's built to do some kind of wildcat stuff, because a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is a heavy dose of Streveler, and Joe Flacco is the guy. So is this kind of like a Taysom Hill situation? I don't know anything about this Streveler guy. But I think if you can get creative and go with Joe Flacco and bring in Streveler on 3rd and 1s to run or hand off, maybe that would be a good thing. But whatever the case is, I feel bad for a fan base that, I mean, what were they, 6-1? I mean, they had a good record. Let me see. By the halfway point of the season, let's just go to week 7. The Jets at the halfway mark, yeah, that's when they played the Broncos. They were 5-2. And then in week 8, the Jets played the Patriots and lost, so they went to 5-3. But you got to think, by week 7, they were 5-2. Their chances of making the postseason were very strong, and now they find themselves at 7-7, which means they've only won 2 of the last 7 games they've played and taken 5 losses. Something has to be done. But here's the real question, all right? Everybody is saying, hey, our season's on the line. You got to put Streveler in. You got to put Joe Flacco in. Mike White's got to get healthy. Here's the real question. What good is it to make the playoffs if you know that you're not going to do anything? I don't think anybody thinks that this Jets team has a chance to go far, because you see what's happening right now to the Jaguars, and not to, disrespect Jaguar fans. They're playing good ball, but this is a team that's going to play Buffalo, and this is a team that's going to play Kansas City. This would be a team that, would you even take them over the Chargers right now? And the Chargers, they have Justin Herbert, but they don't have like anything else. They are depleted by injuries. I would take the Chargers over the Jets if they played tomorrow. The Dolphins, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, the fact that the Jets started 7-2 or 5-2 may be why people are so disappointed. But I was more surprised by their 7-2 start, and I never bought into the hype. I saw the Broncos had ample opportunities to beat the Jets when they played, and we were losing to everybody. So I figured, hey, I wonder how many other games have been just kind of won in the trenches of these 9-15 scores. Eventually, people are going to figure them out. It was a new group, not a lot of film to study on guys like Sauce Gardner. And I think whether the Jets make the postseason or not, you got to say that this game right now, the Jets and the Jaguars, this is already a W for both fan bases. You've found a way to make a Jets-Jaguars game relevant with playoff implications at week 16. These are teams that were trash most of my life. So you just got to remember, I know fans are going crazy right now and they're mad. Just remember where you came from, and remember that things are trending in the right direction for the Jets and the Jaguars. And I do have the Jaguars sneaking into the playoffs this year, which is amazing to see how far they've come since 1 year ago, when they won their first game in London, it was their first win in so long, because they went 1-15, and they went most of that year without winning. I think they got their win early in the year. So like 15, 14 straight losses. And then they went into the next season and were, I think, 0-8. And then they got a win in London against, I think, the Bills. So at that point, I think they were up to the late 20s of straight losses, like 27 straight losses. I think it was a record of most losses in a row. Now you get Doug Peterson and you're 1 year removed from historically bad football, and we're playing for playoffs in week 16. How about a round of applause for Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars? No matter what happens, they did it. They did it. They drafted a really good quarterback and they figured out the head coach. If you can figure out the quarterback and figure out the head coach, like truly figure it out, man, that seems like something only 4 or 5 teams can say they did. The Bills can say it, the Bengals can say it, the Chiefs can say it, and maybe the Jags. You can add them to that conversation. There's other great quarterbacks. You got the Chargers, but they don't have the coach figured out. There's questions about Staley, and I don't think, maybe depending if they go into the playoffs and win a game, he keeps his job, but there's questions about him. I guess you could add the Ravens to that group, but the Eagles can go to that group. But yeah, I mean, if you figure out the coach and the quarterback, you can have a nice little 10-year dynasty where you make the playoffs, 8 or 9 times out of 10 times. And Jacksonville seems to be going into a new era right before our eyes in a year that we thought we were getting the same old Jaguars. By the time it was week, whatever, it was like week 3, and I think they were 1-2 or 2-1, and then they started winning a couple games, and me and Rick came on the show and we said the Jags are good. What happened? And then they started losing. They started like a 4-game slide. And then we're like, oh, we feel so dumb for saying the Jags were good. They're not good. They're bad. And then they started winning again. And we were like, they're good. And then they played the Lions and got destroyed. And we were like, the Jags are bad again. And then they won these last 2 games against Dallas. And now we're saying they're good again. So you see what I'm trying to say is that Jacksonville has been a roller coaster the entire season. And my question, if I'm a fan, is who's the real Jaguars and what are we going to get for the rest of the season? If they can win out, as a fan, I would like to believe that we did, in fact, turn a corner. That this is what you can expect from the Jaguars most of the time, right? Most of the time we're winning. Most of the time we're competitive. We're still waiting to see who the Jaguars are most of the time. So the kickoff to start the third quarter will go into the end zone. He's going to take it out, but that's going to get stopped at the 13-yard line, so not a smart decision. 14:55 in the third, 10 points. Jets have to get something going here. And they're showing an interview with Doug Peterson, 66 total yards allowed in the first half, fewest allowed in any half since 2019. Wow. Only 66 yards of total offense allowed by this Jacksonville defense. I would say that's how good the Jags defense is, but that's how bad the offense is. And Zach Wilson's first pass is going to be a 7 or 8 yard completion. So that will answer a lot of the questions that we had. They are not making a quarterback change yet. There may have been a deal that you get one more try. You get one more drive. Whatever the case is, Zach Wilson's first throw is a positive play, a 6-yard pass, 2nd and 4. And they're going to go to the ground game here, and that's going to be good for a gain of 2. So this will be a manageable 3rd and 2, and that's what you'd like to see for the Jets is manageable 3rd downs. We saw 3rd and 15. We saw 3rd and 25. We saw unmakeable 3rd downs. Keep these 3rd downs in the short area, and you'll move the ball. This is going to be 3rd and 1 officially. And Wilson is in shotgun, got a running back there, and the running back is going to slip away. Zach Wilson avoids the pressure, and he overthrows his receiver, and it's 4th and 1, and the crowd, oh, they're booing. The crowd is booing. The Jets fans are pissed. They do not want to see any more Zach Wilson in this game. The show is over. The gig is up. Why is Zach Wilson still in the game? That may have been the deal. You get one series to prove us wrong, or we're going to make a switch. And if that's the case, maybe that was the last of Wilson. But regardless, the punter is out, and the Jags are about to probably put more points on the board. Their offense has been unstoppable. The Jags are pointing a finger. The whistle blows. The flag is out. And if this is another false start, we would have seen like 5 of these by the Jets at this point. We've seen some of these on the center for picking his head up. Let's see who this is on. The Jets wanted that to be on Jax because it was only 4th and 1. It's going to go on 87 for the Jets, and now it's 4th and 6. Gosh, what a shit show for the Jets. So we'll see if they can get this punt off clean. There's been a couple of close blocks. All right, and this one is going to be kicked away, and it's going to go out of bounds at like the 34, 33-yard line. We'll see where the ref spots it. So Trevor Lawrence, I guess if you went into halftime, the message is don't change. His release time has been really fast. They're showing it on the screen right now. 0.33 from decision to ball being out of his hand. And the combination of his quick release and the play design, he's been able to get the ball out in just a second, it seems like. KC said, where's the Jets running game? You can't blame Wilson for everything. Well, I have seen Wilson make a lot of bad throws already in this game, and they don't have a running game right now. It's nowhere to be found. And the point is not to bash Wilson. The point is you need something different, right? You need a spark. So, I mean, you could try to comfort Wilson, but this is playoff time. It's okay to take him out of this half and start him next week. It's just right now in this game, you're not bringing the offense. You're not bringing the best out of the offense. And I'm not the only one that feels this way. The entire Jets fan base on Twitter does. What team was Trevor Lawrence on before he joined the Jags? He wasn't. He played for Clemson. Well, I guess he was. He wasn't on an NFL team. He was the first overall pick 2 years ago out of Clemson. He was the best quarterback in college for a couple years. Lawrence is going to do a QB sneak here on 3rd and 1, keep the drive going. And clock is ticking, 12 minutes. Four-yard gain on the QB sneak. So only needed one, and they're able to get a couple more. Shotgun formation, standing on the 35. Lawrence is going to hand this ball off to the running back. He's going to squeeze through a hole and pick up about 7 yards on that. So the Jets, known for their defense, has really not been able to stop the offense for the Jags. Only 13 points, though, to show for it. So, Jacksonville's looking to kind of put a nail in the coffin here with a touchdown to make it 20-3. And they're approaching midfield. And this is going to be a fake handoff, a quick out route to Marvin Jones Jr. It's going to be caught and that's good for a first down. Gain of 7 or 8. And we are under 11 minutes. Peterson's holding the play sheet, hiding his mouth as he calls the play. They're going hurry up right here. They're trying to keep him on their toes. A quick throw from Lawrence, and that's going to be good for a gain of 3. And yeah, I mean, that's the idea right now. If you're Jacksonville, you're trying to put your foot on the throat. He said, I see what you're saying. Lawrence won the Heisman, I believe. Yeah. Yep. Trevor Lawrence won the Heisman, and he was probably the best quarterback out of Clemson, I believe, that they've ever had. I believe Deshaun Watson went to Clemson too, but Deshaun Watson's legacy is tainted forever at this point. Trevor Lawrence is just, I think, one of the highest rated quarterbacks of Mel Kiper's history. There was Andrew Luck, John Elway, Peyton Manning, and Trevor Lawrence. Those are the top 4 quarterbacks, and you saw how, those are all Hall of Famers, so we'll see if Trevor Lawrence lives up to the hype. All right, Lawrence is going to snap it at his own 50. This is going to be a throw to Ingram, a strong stiff arm, and he's going to continue running. He's fired up. He's having a really, really great game today. I think he had 6 catches, so that would be 7. Fantasy-wise, he's probably already got, 14, 15 points? If he gets a touchdown in this game, things are really going to open up. Whoever's starting Ingram is happy they did. Yeah, he's got 16.6 points already. So now they're going to fake a handoff, do a little tight end screen. This one's going up the middle, and that's a first down. So now they're approaching the 10-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. This one might be coming back. And they're saying it's going to be coming back on the right tackle. So Jets get a break there. We'll see if they can use this penalty to try to stop this drive and leave only a field goal. Because if they can get a field goal here, it's still a 2-possession game. And that's the idea here. 2-possession game. Keep it a 2-possession game. And I had to DoorDash my beer. Let me just grab it really quick. And I'm back. First and 20. This drive has been going on for a while. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Liam said, can you see my comment? Oh, Zach Wilson should be taken out. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yep, and then the last one is let's see. Yep, that was the last one. Yeah, I agree. You guys know how I feel about it. I've been saying that. DoorDashing beer, that's awesome. I'm glad you got to put the business first. We got to put the stream first. If I said I was going to run to the gas station and buy beer, no one would be here when I get back. But if I run to the door and get the beer, y'all will still be here. So All right, 3rd and 18, 7:47 in the third quarter. This drive is a real time killer against the Jets. Cowboys versus Eagles this week. It's going to be good. I really wish Jalen Hurts was playing in that game. Honestly, I'm kind of bummed about that, but I'm sure we might see that game in the playoffs. And Liam said, how can the Steelers make the playoffs? They need everybody to lose. I guess they would need. Well, Miami's not going to win their division because Buffalo will. So you need Miami to lose out, and if you say Miami gets one of the spots, there's 2 other spots. Really, you need the Chargers to lose out. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You need a lot of things to happen. I think I can safely tell you, short of a miracle happening, the Steelers will not be in the postseason this year. You will be joining me and Rick with our teams not in the playoffs, watching from the outside. Join the party, man. We need more support. JST says, sorry to tell you, brother, as a Steelers fan, it hurts to know this, but the Chargers are making it. I agree with that. I do think the Chargers are going to be one and done in the playoffs, but next year, hopefully, if you're a Chargers fan, they can get more healthy, and hopefully that'll kind of, take them over the top, if you will. But just the injuries, it's been so hard. It's been so hard for them. Ginger said, my team isn't making it either. A rough season for all of us. Yeah, we got the Colts. We got Colts, Bears, and Broncos, and we can add the Steelers to the list. I may have jumped on the wagon for the Chargers to make the playoffs. Lag. Of course, I'm still a Chiefs fan. I don't think it's really a bandwagon. I mean, when they won last week, their odds to make the playoffs had the greatest jump of any team. I think they had maybe like a 30% chance, and then after their win against the Titans, it went to like 60, 70% chance. I mean, the Chargers making the playoffs is not a long shot. My bandwagon, I've been on it for a long time, though, is that I want Detroit to make the playoffs, and they have to win out. So I've been cheering for the Lions. As long as the Lions make the playoffs, I'm happy. I'm right there with you, JST. Give me the freaking Lions in the playoffs. Give me the Lions to win a playoff game. Let me see the Lions go into Minnesota in the divisional round and beat the Vikings and then play the Eagles in the NFC Championship game and lose. But still, if you're the Lions and you're in the NFC Championship game, man, they could make a movie about that season. A 1-6 team that just doesn't give up. Liam said we're supposed to have 2 to 4 inches of snow. I hope you guys stay safe with all the snow. We have a high IQ play by the Jets. Puts 1 foot out of bounds as he catches it. That will be a 40, automatically brought to the 40-yard line. JT said, fuck it. I'm calling the Eagles to choke in the playoffs. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess, Justin Fields, he was in the playoffs last year, but if it's between him and, I don't know, I'm thinking it's probably going to be the 49ers and the Eagles. That's probably where I'm going with that. All right. So the Jets, man, they need some points here. That run is going to go for less than 2, and a flag is thrown out on this play. And they're going to lose to the Lions. So holding play for the Jets. Fewest touchdown passes by top 2 picks. Zach Wilson, only 15 in his first 21 starts. Jamarcus Russell had 15 as well. That's not good company. Man, that would be something. If Detroit beats the Eagles, that would be something. And the fans are booing so hard right now. They are literally begging another quarterback to enter this game. Brand friggin' new Lions. That's right. If you are anybody in the NFL, you do not want to play the Lions right now. Not only because the Lions are the number 3 offense and they're pretty decent, they're middle of the pack on defense right now, but because if you lose to the Lions, everyone's going to make fun of you, even though the Lions are good. Zach Wilson's going to load up and he launches the ball downfield and it's going to be knocked away. It looked like he had a receiver, but he put way too much air under it. And it gave time for Campbell to break it up. It looked like there was a real shot for Garrett Wilson if he would have thrown a better pass there. But he just throw it. You just put so much air on it. It's almost like, does he even care if this gets intercepted? And look at this. This is 3rd and 25. Jeez. And now 3rd and 25, and they're going to get a 7-yard completion. And Zach Wilson jogging off the field. Man, the Jets fans, I feel terrible for them. Brand new Lions. He said, I hope the Chiefs can make it to the Super Bowl. How didn't he catch it? The Jets are finished as an NFL organization. Oh, I think that they're having their first decent season in quite some time. I would say with all the young draft picks they have, that they're not done. There's something to build off of next year. This isn't the way you want to go out, though. I'd say I don't think Zach Wilson is a franchise quarterback, and I didn't think that when he was drafted either. He wasn't even projected to be that high of a pick until like 2 weeks before the draft, and then they saw some videos of him, showing off his arm, and then they moved him all the way up. And people also, they see these videos sometimes and they remember Patrick Mahomes was not picked with the first overall pick, and everyone's trying to find the next Patrick Mahomes. After the play was over, unnecessary roughness on the Jets. 10-yard penalty from the end of the play. It's going to be first down, Jaguars. 16 to a whopping 3. Liam says, Zach Wilson is just flat out freaking really bad at football. He should just stop playing it. Let's see what Twitter has to say about the second half. Here we go, 17 seconds ago. We want Flacco chance. If I were Zach Wilson, I'd be crying my eyes out. We want Flacco chance. No, I get it. They're literally chanting, we want Flacco. We want Flacco. Jets fans are chanting, we want Flacco. So you already know the end is near. Flacco when he comes in. Crowd chanting, we want Flacco. So I got the volume turned down a little bit so I can engage with this and also so you guys don't get the feedback from the game, and also so we don't get copyright. A lot of reasons why I have the volume turned down. The main thing is I didn't get to hear that at all. I had no idea that was going on. But apparently, according to the internet, which never lies, at the Jets game right now, there are "We Want Flacco" chants crying down onto the field. Zach Wilson must be feeling like absolutely terrible. Um, I cannot believe this. So let's go through some Twitter really quick. Jets fans are really chanting "We Want Flacco." Wow, this crowd is wild. Are they chanting "We Want Flacco"? Jets fans chanting "We Want Flacco" it's getting hostile in the stadium. Wow. So, I mean, Liam says he is worse than Mason Rudolph. I could buy that right now. Mason Rudolph is more punchable. For whatever reason, I just feel like he has a very punchable face. Zach Wilson should play water polo. He's that bad. Yeah, Zach Wilson's definitely not getting a pass today. He's getting it from every angles. It looks like he's getting it from his team, his coach, the press, the fans, the streamers. Everybody is mad. We want Flacco. Am I hearing that correctly? The "We Want Flacco" chants are deafening. Just put in Flacco before you lose your team, Salah. When is Joe Flacco coming into the game? Maybe we'll find out right after this Jaguars series where Trevor Lawrence snaps the ball. Its first play is going to be a handoff. He gets greeted right away, but he spins out of it and somehow turns it into a positive play. Picked up about 4 yards on that. In Jets territory already because of the penalty on the back end of the punt return. So now it is going to be second down and about 4. And you got to think, if you're the Jets, I mean, there's no margin for points at this point. A field goal turns it into what? I mean, a 19-point game, so you need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. 16, 17, 18, 19, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. You could do 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions if you hold them to a field goal. But we're going into the fourth quarter, and if you're doing that kind of math, usually you don't have a great shot at winning. $16 points per game. That is not a lot. 3rd and 5. Lawrence sends a man in motion. He is in shotgun formation, standing at the 45. Takes a couple steps back, evades the pressure. He sees an opportunity to run, and then he pulls it back and throws it. Did he cross the line of scrimmage? The refs are saying he didn't, and they're going to say he dropped it. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass. We're looking at it now in slow motion. It looked like, yeah, he did catch the ball, but at the very exact moment, the tip of the ball hit the ground. So they're not going to call that a catch. I mean, it is a game of inches. This is the first punt of the night for the Jaguars with only 3.5 left in the third quarter. So good opportunity here to back up the field position. And this one's going to bounce at the 20, go out at maybe the 15-yard line. Is Flacco coming into the game? Is Flacco coming into the game? We got this. Let a 37-year-old Flacco come in rather than a 23-year-old. Quarterback embarrassment. They're showing the Jets fans ice skating because they don't want to watch their shit QB. Yep, and unfortunately, they're probably not showing the ice skating on the big screen in the stadium. Only the fans at home are being spared by the ice skating videos. Everyone else is suffering. Oh, I've been at those games. KC said, New York fans have a history of impatience with their players, to be expected. It is Joe Flacco time. I agree. I'm all for being patient, but when your playoffs are at stake, Maybe it's time to, I don't know, try to win the game. Joe, there's nothing this season that you have seen in a sample size almost as long as 2 years to make you believe that Zach Wilson could at some point score 16 points fast. Or right now, they only need 13. You just haven't seen it. I mean, do they even have 100 yards on the day? I mean, this is what the Broncos look like. It's bad. It is bad. Liam said, it is Joe Flacco time. He said, man, I feel bad for the Jets. They deserve more than Zach Wilson. I don't feel bad for the Jets personally. I think they're having a good year. I'll be right back. 1 second. Oh, no, I think the Jets are doing pretty well for themselves compared to the last 10 years. 2022 among all NFL rookies. 68 receptions, ranks first. Garrett Wilson has the most receptions of any rookie receiver this year, and he has the most receiving yards in Jets history for a rookie QB. And there's a new quarterback in. There's a new quarterback in the game. In the first play of the new era, Streveler comes into the game. As soon as Flacco comes in, you'll see major improvement. No Flacco. They're going with Streveler. The first play is going to be a fake handoff, a quarterback keeper, and he is going to gain 4 yards, positive yards. Zach Wilson watching from the sideline. They said, we want Flacco, and Saleh said, if I put in Flacco, it's going to look like I listen to the fans. I'll put in a different quarterback. And now they're going to do a dump pass, and that's going to be good for our first down. And the Jets are moving the ball. Liam said it's Stiebler. Let's see how he does. Anyone but Wilson, you'll see improvement. Mike LaFleur, offensive coordinator, on the big screen. New quarterback for the Jets, Zach Wilson, watching on the sideline as they move down in the pocket. This is interesting because his first play was a run and his second play he threw the ball kind of weird, almost like he's a tight end that is pretending to be a quarterback. Now he's going to run it again. This time he's going to be wrapped up around the ankles for a gain of a yard, just one. So we'll see. I'm waiting to see if he can really throw this thing. It's his third season. I wonder why they didn't put Flacco in. This offense looks a lot better without Zach. Well, I mean, they got that initial spark, but so far only one first down. Let's see if they can get a drive going. And there you go. There you go. Oh, he had a wide open receiver and he almost misses him. But he's able to complete the pass, and that's good for 15 yards. Man, I thought that he could have thrown that ball a lot better, and the fans are going crazy, which tells you how bad it's been. That could have been a touchdown. If he throws that ball correctly, that is a walk-in touchdown. That is a very, very, very unfortunate thing. But this is going to be a run for 10 yards. And now you got the Jets moving the ball, but there's a flag on the play. Look at that. Zach Daddy Wilson should just become a professional MILF hunter. Yes, I agree. Is there a comeback? Is there a comeback incoming? Maybe. We'll see. we will see. I'm going to need to. Yeah, they're going to call holding here, so that negates that. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That throw that the crowd cheered, it just really sucks because that should have been a touchdown. That would have been really big to score right away. And now this run's going to go for -3. So now you're getting back into the 2nd and 20s. We don't like that. 2nd and 23 is not the answer. 2 first downs. 2 first downs. I'm not sold on this guy. I'm not saying he can't drive down and score, but I would have put Flacco in. Let's see. Let's see if he can make a good throw here. He's going to run, and he's going to take it to the 40 here. This is a guy relying on sheer athleticism and power to drive down. I think this is definitely, I understand now about the Joe Flacco-Streveler combination. I would play them both. I would put Streveler in on certain situations. If it anything less than 4 yards, I'll put him in. But those 2 pass plays, I would rather had Flacco throwing the ball on those. Fantasy football. There is, well, we have one team playing a lot of people. He has Michael Carter playing. That is the Jets running back. He only has 4 points. Travis, 12.5 points fantasy-wise. Christian Kirk's got 3.4. Who do you guys have in your fantasy league? I mean, it's playoff time. I don't think there's a lot of players that people have. Maybe Garrett Wilson is starting in your fantasy league. We'll see. Is anyone starting Garrett Wilson this week? No. Garrett Wilson is on the bench. And obviously you can see why with the way this one is gone. But regardless, this is what you wanted if you're a Jets fan. You got what you wanted. You got your other guy. Zach Wilson's on the bench. There's already been a spark. You get 1 touchdown here, and it's a 16-10 ball game. As long as it's, look, 6 points is not a lot. You get it 10-16, and you get amnesia. You forget about everything that's happened, and all you tell yourself is it's the 4th quarter. We're down 6 points. We're at home. Let's go get the dub. Maybe they even, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with this guy. I still think Flacco gives them the best chance to win. I would still put this dude in. I would put him in the ball game and 3rd and 3s and stuff like that. But it may come down to you needing a guy on a 2-minute drive, and I don't think that's your guy when there's 2 minutes to score. I think he could go on a really successful 7 to 9 minute drive. He's a time killer, getting 2 to 3 to 4 yards at a time. But when it comes down to that 2-minute drive, I think you got to go. I think you got to roll with Flacco. Let me know what you guys think. Flacco, he's a passer. He's a passer. All right, so here we go. We're going to start the 4th quarter with another quarterback run. This one up the middle, and he's got the first down. So this is the game plan here. That's what I said. I said he looked like Tebow. Totally agree with that. I literally was having a flashback to Tebow. I was like, dude, that's Tim Tebow. That's Tim Tebow. Can't throw the ball. Save our season. Save our year with just will us to victory. Tebow even looked like a better passer than what I saw from this guy. So here we go again with another run. Lowers the shoulder. And this dude is just playing power football. I guess this is, they're doing a lot of RPOs. Damn. This is literally willing your way to a touchdown. My will versus your will. Yo, Jinja, dude, this dude is Tim Tebow. This dude is literally like Tim Tebow. He's going to run it again, and this time he's not going to be able to get it, and it sucks that they did that from shotgun formation because it was 2nd and 2. If you want to run with him, go for that power QB sneak. That boy will get you 2 yards on a QB sneak. Now he got tackled. He takes it in shotgun, and now it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. I mean, at the worst, it would have been 3rd and 1. That's a stupid-ass call. It's 2nd and 2. Why are you in shotgun? Oh, my gosh. And Corey Davis, it's not the quarterback's fault. He throws it right into the hands of Corey Davis, and he just drops the ball. He runs a quick slant. He has the ball in his hands, and he just drops it. Just flat out drops it. Said, I'm a Tebow fan. Certainly had moxie about him different than Russ. Would you prefer Russ or Tebow in his playoff season right now? Definitely Russ, just because he has a higher upside. So on 4th and 4, they go for it. They throw it to Garrett Wilson, and it's caught, but barely. The ball almost hit the ground. The quarterback's trying to get them up. Oh, he's trying to get him up. He's trying to get him up. He's trying to get him up. Are they going to snap it? Are they going to get the snap off? You better hurry up and snap the freaking ball before they challenge it. He gets it off. He gets it off. He gets it off. And now it's all in the past. They are running the ball. 5-yard gain. Wow. They might have got away with one. They slowed down the play, and it looked like it may have hit the ground. And Salah's just on the sideline like, man, they got to get – I mean, they sent the message loud and clear. Fourth and 4, and they're not going to kick a field goal. They're in field goal range. Touchdown is all we're going for here. And they're going to run it. Everything is an RPO right now. You can hand it off to the running back, or he can pull it and run it himself. He gives it to the running back on that one. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And remember, we just talked about this. I said, Flacco is good in a 2-minute drive. I said, he can score a drive. Don't get me wrong. But pending a big play, he's going to go on very, very long drives. And you see what I mean. Because he's picking up 3 to 4 yards per play. And it's taking a lot of time on these drives. The good news is, if they can score on this drive, they still have 80% of the 4th quarter. That's plenty of time. This is they already have more yards on this drive than they have on all of their 7 drives put together. They had 78 yards before the quarterback change, and now they have 84. This is crazy. Every time we live stream a Thursday game, something crazy happens. Is this going to be added to the list? So on 3rd and 1, they try to run it, and it gets stopped in the backfield. So now it's 4th down for the 2nd time on this drive. And it's starting to feel like their entire season is coming down to these 4th downs. Here it is, 4th and 2. The Jets are going to go for it. Their season becoming more and more on the line. Here we go. 4th down. He's in shotgun formation. He gets the ball clean. He's going to throw the ball, and it's going to be incomplete. No flag. And that whole drive ends with nothing. Man. There was not a nobody, I would say nobody was really open on that. I mean, man, 4th and 2. Maybe they should have ran it. Man, I was really cheering for the Jets to get a touchdown there. JST said there's something missing. There's something missing. Well, I mean, you're just seeing a quarterback that doesn't have a lot of reps. Their timing is totally out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You have to run it on that play. I mean, you accomplished 90% of what you accomplished on that drive by running the football. And JST said, you want to know what that is? What are they missing? JST is going to let us know right now. What is it? What are the Jets missing? Is it Tim Tebow? Is it Tim Tebow? Man. And nobody is going to forget about this if Joe Flacco doesn't get at least an opportunity. So we'll see what they do next. Not going to have as much time. Time is a luxury. They're not going to have it once this game goes down under 7 minutes left. 2 possessions. I would think that they would give Flacco a chance. We've already seen Flacco accomplish 2 game-winning drives, 2 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes when they played the Browns. So Trevor Lawrence now, 10:24 left in the game, with a chance to ice it. And the first play is going to be, let's see. They're not telling us. The Jets sideline said incomplete, probably biased. Average time to throw 2 minutes and 22 minutes or 2 seconds, 2.2 seconds. Holy crap. And we talked about that earlier. I said the Jets front 4 is so good. That is going to be the secret to their success, is getting the ball out of his hands quick. And that is definitely in the game plan, and they've executed this whole time so far. So we're about to go under 10 minutes. A fresh first down for the Jags. The Jets, you're probably thinking, if you're a Jets fan, it's time for some kind of defensive play. It could be a fumble, an interception, anything to not just get the ball back, but get some momentum on your side. That has not even existed. They had that small spark when they made the quarterback change, but the fact that they can just run it up the middle for 9 yards is really bad, because now they're going to get a fresh first down and the whole clock is going to reset. It's almost better that he didn't get a first down there, that he got 1 yard short. I mean, we saw the Packers, what was it, Monday night? They went on like a 9-minute drive, closed out the game. The way Jacksonville's been playing, I could see them doing that. So Trevor Lawrence evading a rush is going to pick up 5 and head out of bounds with a fresh first down. Flicks the ball back to the ref. The Jets starting to get frustrated, mad at each other. It's like he just broke down. He didn't stay home. You got to lower your hips right there. He fully committed, and he lost his footing. And they about like two steps before you get to the quarterback, you got to break down, watch his hips. I mean, he just made a little small move to the left, and the linebacker just whiffed. And this is going to be a run for a gain of 4. They're talking about how Trevor Lawrence has evolved as a quarterback in 2 years, how good he's become, so fast. Trevor Lawrence is quick. Yep, that's the strategy here. Be quick with the ball. There's another one, and this one's just dropped by Marvin Jones. Stops the clock and brings up a third down, so good for the Jets. See what play they have here. They're huddling up, taking all the time they can. They break the huddle at 14 seconds on the play clock. Lawrence trying to make an audible. Snaps the ball from shotgun, taking a step back, fires. That's going to be caught, and that's a first down. More Marvin Jones. Goes right back to Marvin Jones after the drop. These are those great timing plays. It's like right when he let that ball go, the receiver, he knew exactly where he was going to be. Those are things that just take time. All right, so Lawrence hands this one off to Jones, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. Jets needed that, but they're dipping under 7 minutes. Time of the essence for the Jets. Edit this. 16 points for Jags. Game on the line here for the Jets. 2nd and 13, 6.5 left. Lawrence snaps it from shotgun, and that's another quick throw to Ingram, who has like 9 catches now. 6.5 and counting. It's third down. They're on the fringe of field goal range. I would say a field goal would completely ice this game. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, and Evan Ingram, all free agents on the offseason, and they have been huge role players for the Jaguars. All right. Looking, pump faking. Lawrence looking, fires. Oh, fires to Ingram. Gardner was on the coverage. That play extended for a very long time. And honestly, looked like Ingram he had Gardner, but Lawrence just didn't throw the best ball there. So, I mean, if you're Tennessee watching this game right now, you know that you need to win, because you know damn well you're not playing as good as the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing right now. This punt is going to bounce, all the way to the 1 yard line. That's interesting. So the ball bounced on the 1 yard line, and the guy jumped and slapped the ball out of bounds. And it went out of bounds like at the 3-4 yard line, but they called it down where he smacked it. So he's down at the 1. Look, it doesn't matter how long I watch this game, I always learn fun little things like that. So, wow, that's good to know. So if you slap the ball when it's in the air, it doesn't matter how far it bounces. I guess it's down where you smacked it. Casey said, I prefer Tebow considering Russell's play. There's something going on with QBs like Wilson and Rodgers short passing. Honestly, wonder if there's a little brain fog with the COVID still circulating. I don't think so, personally. But, yeah, just won't get into that one. I think Russell Wilson just doesn't have any wide receivers because they're all in injured reserve. And Aaron Rodgers didn't figure out who his number 1 receiver was until 3 weeks ago in Watson. So, yeah, I think they're just not playing well. I don't think it has to do with anything like that. Wow, we're getting a lot of attention. We're getting a lot of views on this. This is awesome. We've been making some reels with our episodes and our clips and stuff like that. And some of them are up to 5,000 views. So good momentum going right now. This is a football podcast, so we use football words like momentum. And yeah, man, I just like to keep you guys informed. Man, they love showing this ice skating rink outside. Well, no Flacco. Maybe backed up on your own 1 yard line isn't the best spot for him anyway. And this is going to be a quick throw to Garrett Wilson. That'll give him some breathing room. Get 4 yards of breathing room. And the next snap is going to be a sack, but he's able to get out. And now there's 2 flags on the play. I think one of them is going to be a face mask on the quarterback, on Streveler. Yeah, there it is right there. Clear face mask on 52. And that is the play. And both of the flags were about the face mask on Hamilton, number 52. So that'll give him 15 yards. They're showing Mike White on the sideline. Ball moves all the way to the 20. Automatic first down. Streveler able to throw the ball away / didn't make it out of bounds. It fell short of the out of bounds. All right, Joe Flacco. Why not? I'm gonna tune into this post conference and see why the decision not to go with Flacco. Oh my gosh, this dude Streveler is not a thrower. Honestly, he's just not a thrower of the football. Like, it's okay to bring Streveler into the ball game. Bring him in on 4th and 1. Bring him in on 3rd and 2. Use him. He is a weapon. Just use Look, he's a tool. He's a tool in the toolbox. If I need to hammer something, I don't grab a screwdriver. Use all your tools differently. Flacco's your 3rd and 10 guy. This is going to be complete to is that number 8. He caught it 1 yard short, then he went back 2 yards. Probably going to be 4th and 3. 4th and 4. There's 4.5 minutes left. This has got to start moving fast. They have all 3 timeouts. But here's the problem with Strevler. He is taking very long on these drives. And this is 4th down right here. And he's going to complete it to Garrett Wilson, but he fumbles it, and the Jaguars catch the fumble. Oh, my gosh. He catches the ball, but then he gets hit, and the ball flies up in the air, and it's caught. The fumble is caught, and Jacksonville in the South stands high-fiving the few Jaguar fans they can find. And that will, pending a miracle, an even bigger miracle, end it. Because now they're already in field goal range, which would make it a 16-point game. And I mean, they can't even get a touchdown right now. They are bad right now. They are not doing very good. Ooh. All right. Let's see. Go to YouTube right here real quick. Your channel. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this right now and you're new, we are live streaming the Jets-Jags game. We called it the first playoff game of the year because this game was crucial for both parties. The Jets, not much to say besides offense, kind of non-existent for the most part. They finally made a quarterback change. It was a little bit too late. And my personal opinion is they picked the wrong guy. I think they should have went with Flacco and used the other quarterback as a weapon. It's a little too late now after a 4th and 2 conversion caught by Garrett Wilson. He gets hit and he fumbles the ball, and now the Jags recover it on the 15 or 10, wherever they are. They're in field goal range, and a field goal would make this a 16-point game in under, was it at 7:15 about? So maybe if they can force 3 quick stops, maybe you can give Flacco a chance to spin. Maybe you give Flacco a chance. Once again, Tennessee is in the lead of this division at 7-7. But Jacksonville will be 7-8 when this is all said and done. And they're playing the Texans this week. And we saw the Texans almost beat the Cowboys. And then we saw them almost beat the Chiefs. So a Texans team that in the last 2 weeks have played opponents very tough. You could say that they should have no problem beating Tennessee. And if that's the case, this division could be completely squared up by Christmas. Wow. 1,383 consecutive snaps played since 2021. It's like the longest snap streak in Jags history. And it's going to be a run on 2nd down to Travis. All right, and that's going to bring up third down. There's 3:57. Jets are going to burn one. And what do you guys think? Is Joe Flacco coming into the game? Let's see. Let's see what Twitter thinks. Joe frickin' Flacco.
It's been an honor flying to you.
Joe Flacco. Let's see. Joe Flacco. The rest of the Jets season should just be an experiment to see what quarterbacks do not instantly make the Jets a better team when they replace Zach Wilson. Joe Flacco, Mike White, Chris Tevler. How many? It's hilarious. The fans basically saying no matter who replaces Zach Wilson, we look like a better team. We've seen Joe Flacco do it, Mike White, and Chris Streveler. It's like, how many can it be? Flacco, Mike White, Josh Johnson, and now Chris Streveler are all going to outplay number 2. Honestly, this might be this is a brutal, brutal sport, and it is not forgiving, and you don't get many chances. This could very well have been the last we will see of Zach Wilson as a starting quarterback. Billy Taylor, welcome to the stream. He is a Washington fan. That's a good year to be a Washington fan. Commanders getting Chase Young back this week. Obviously, the long-awaited season debut after a very, very significant knee injury sustained last year. Excited to see him. They got a tough test with the 49ers this week. So Chase Young will definitely, even though he's going to be on a pitch count, we'll see if he can make a difference. They're going to need all the help they can get. The 49ers are one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. So here we go. Back onto the field. Jags huddled up. It's 3rd and 5. The Jets have 1 timeout remaining. So this is really crucial. They burned their timeouts on hopes that they could get the ball back in 3 plays. I think it's the right move. But we'll see what they do here. I would probably just run the ball. And they are going to hold it back, and the Jets have pressure, and Lawrence is able to escape, and he throws the ball, and that one falls incomplete. That stops the clock. Trevor Lawrence took a freaking shot on that play by the linebacker. And, yeah, he's trying to get away. Then he saw this dude, and then he just kind of runs right into this dude. That is a huge shot. You can tell he got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. And those are the type of hits that Brady and Manning, when he was still playing, those are the ones that you can only take when you're young. It's funny how we don't see veteran quarterbacks take hits like that because normally they're not still extending the play. So here come Jacksonville on a 37-yard chip shot for all intents and purposes, and it'll be right down the middle. So you got a 2-possession game, and I say that, but you need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. So there's a lot that needs to go right in a game that a lot has gone wrong for the Jets. Let's see if they bring out Joe Flacco and give him a chance to actually get into the game. I got here a guy on Twitter here says the Jets offense functioned better with Flacco at QB than with Wilson. Their playoff chances are essentially dead now. They should have started Flacco or put him in at the QB2 this night. Streveler isn't close to being an NFL quarterback, and he looks like he's a top 5 guy in the league compared to Zach tonight. Let me just tell you, Jets fan, whoever you are, Paul Rosenberg, No, he doesn't. Streveler does not look like a top 5 quarterback tonight. I know you're mad, but Streveler looks like a lot worse of a passer of the ball than Zach Wilson. He accomplished more. He got the momentum. He got more positive plays. He had more freaking yards in one drive than they had all. I get all of that, but Streveler did not look like a top 5 quarterback. Every time he threw the ball, he looked like, to me, you had a tight end that you changed his jersey in the back, maybe a tight end that played quarterback in high school. I mean, even the way he threw the ball, it just doesn't look very smooth. It doesn't look organic. It looks very forced. He's a very beefy kind of meathead looking player. He doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. He doesn't look like he has the finesse to be a top 5 quarterback, in my opinion. Took the Jags here, so I'm cool with it. But why would you have Flacco, a Super Bowl champion, though nearly 10 years ago, sit while 2 Gen Z QBs waste their chances of a win? Hey, that's my question. Agree with some people, disagree with. This is a person I agree with. Andy Dearer, I completely agree. You got to go with the guy that gives you your best chance to win. There was, especially once time got short, you're going with the guy that can pick up 3 to 4 yards per play. You need to put in a quarterback that can really air it out. We'll see if Flacco enters this game. We have yet to see the kickoff. They're lining it up on the tee right now. But we've already seen Flacco come back from 2 scores with like a minute and 40 seconds left in a game. It was the most improbable comeback of the season. Statistically, I read about it today. It was like 0.02 more improbable than the Vikings comeback. So here's the kickoff. The Jets will take it back. I mean, why not? Maybe you can get a special teams return. And he's going to get tackled probably around the 27 and frickins. Here comes Streveler. They are not playing Flacco tonight. The fans have, for the most part, left this game. There is literally probably 40% capacity right now. We're showing Shad Khan in the booth. Jacksonville owner. Nice to see him traveling with the team. Committed to this franchise. As a person that's been to maybe 10 to 15 Jacksonville games in the last 10 years, it's nice to see the Jaguars finally giving the fans something to be happy about. So Streveler, once again, is going to rely on his legs to get it done, but then he's going to throw it. I guess he was about to cross the line of scrimmage, able to stay behind it. 3-11, first down. Well, hey, people, he's 8 for 12. Zach Wilson was 9 for 18. Streveler's 8 for 12. Only 4 incompletions. I mean, a lot easier pass attempts, I must say. He's going to run away, and this one is going to be he tries to stay on his feet, but he falls down. They're going to be a yard short as we go under 3 minutes, 2:55 left. Jacksonville sideline all smiles. Streveler trying to get everyone lined up. Time is of the essence. They have crossed the 50-yard line. They need see, that's the thing. You got to take those easy ones, but at the same time, you're going to need at least one chunk play. You can't go on you can't go on a lot of 3 yards at a time. You don't have time for that. And a flag comes out. Hopefully this is on the defense. Maybe stop the clock. They've already – this is What is so hard to understand about this? Straveler has already spent about 2 minutes on this drive. Like, I just don't get it. Why not put Flacco in? Can Straveler even throw the frickin' ball 35 yards? Like, we haven't even seen it. You need a lot of yards. Like, why not go with a guy that can throw it 50? There he goes again. 4-yard completion. And on top of that, they're going to keep the clock rolling. And that's going to take him to the 2-minute warning. Why are you going with this guy? If it was a 3-point game, I could get into it. Come on, throw it deep. Throw it deep. Oh, he's going to run it again for another 3 yards. And he fumbles it out of bounds. Okay, so there's going to be a 2-minute warning at 1:52 left in the game. The Jets are bad. The Jets are bad.
You got Cincinnati, New England. The Bucks would say we're on to Cincinnati. Eagles, Cowboys, Fox Saturday.
I think Zach Wilson's going to be under a lot of scrutiny tomorrow. Come tomorrow, that's all we're going to hear about. And rightfully so, man. You got Jets fans able to kick up their feet because there's nobody sitting in front of them. Here we go. And another run. This one for about. Now there's going to be an injury timeout on Jacksonville. It's under 2 minutes, so they will be charged a timeout for this. That's unfortunate for Jacksonville. It stops the clock for the Jets. And that was Smoot on the plane. He goes down immediately on his get up. So the second the ball snapped, he goes down grabbing his Achilles. Prayers to Smoot. Hopefully that doesn't look good. ETN reached 1,000 yards on the season. He has exactly 1,000. All right, 4th and 4. Jets need a first. They're going to take a shot downfield. Wilson looking for a pass interference call. They don't get it. And that is how this game will end. So now the Jets are going to miss the playoffs. The Eagles have clinched. The Vikings have won the North. The 49ers have won the West. They are still battling for seeds. Obviously, the Cowboys are going to be that 5 seed. Then you got 2 wild card spots, the Giants and the Commanders, currently holding those spots down. But we will see if the Giants can win. They got a tough game this week against Minnesota, and the Commanders playing San Francisco. I could see both of those teams losing, and next week becomes very, very important for those 2 wild card spots. There's teams like Green Bay, like our boy in here, the Steelers. There's still teams with a little bit of hope. They're not mathematically ruled out. I'm expecting some of that stuff to clear up on Saturday, and this is where you're going to find it. We're going to be live streaming Saturday games. There's obviously going to be a ton of games on Saturday because Christmas is on Sunday. And then Sunday, the Broncos and the Rams are playing. I'm a huge Broncos fan. I work with a big Rams fan. We're going to stream that one together. Hopefully we don't kill each other. Nobody gets any black eye or anything like that. But we're going to be doing that game together, and Sunday Night Football. I mean, there's just going to be a lot of streaming coming up, and it's the most important time of the year football-wise. So until then, guys, stay safe. I know that the weather's freaking crazy right now. Freezing rain, snowstorms, wind, power outages. Just stay safe. If you're traveling, stay safe on the road. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe so we can continue doing this. We really love doing it, and we love having you guys in here watching us. We do episodes on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays, Mondays and Wednesdays. We break down all the games that happened, and then on Wednesday, we talk about everything that's about to happen. You can see all of our videos, including yesterday's predictions, on the Star 6 Media page on YouTube. Just go on playlists and click on Only Football, and you will be loaded with content and videos to satisfy all your football needs. Until then, Billy Taylor, he joined us. It's nice to see new people joining in. I really appreciate you checking us out. I hope you enjoyed yourself as a Commanders fan. Until then, that's all I got. I will play a little Elvis Presley as I leave the stream, but you guys have been really amazing. Thank you guys for watching this game. I'm sorry if you're a Jets fan. That was freaking awful. I felt like I was watching a Broncos game, to be completely honest. That was maybe even worse than a Broncos game. You guys have a serious problem at quarterback, and I wonder if Saleh is going to be strong enough to admit it. I wonder if Zach Wilson even plays for the Jets next year. Every time Zach Wilson has been replaced, it has seemed like whoever replaces him is much better. We saw Flacco do it. We saw Mike White do it. Now Strevler did it. I mean, everybody looks like they're better than Zach Wilson. So maybe Zach Wilson's just not very good. Obviously, there was a reason he's the number 2 overall pick, a lot of arm talent. But I think it's just, like I said, he plays like a drunk Patrick Mahomes. Like he tries to do the same stuff. He tries to use the arm strength and all that, but it's just not there. It looks like sometimes he's just throwing the ball up, doesn't care if it's picked, does not protect the ball. Just seems like the wrong guy. I mean, it just seems like he has such a long way to go at this point. It may not even be worth committing. So the Jets, we'll see what they do. The draft, that is a long ways away, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up landing themselves a guy like Johnny Garoppolo, a guy that is not going to have a job in San Francisco next year. Depending on how Brock Purdy does, Trey Lance may be on the market. I mean, there are other options and other guys that will be available at the end of the season in a strong quarterback-heavy draft. What's going to happen to these guys, right? You think about a lot of people are going to be moving. Deshaun Watson now, maybe Jacoby Brissett. I mean, there's a lot of options on the table. You don't have to stick with Zach Wilson going into the next year. You know, what Detroit was able to do this year, though, has definitely taught a lot of people to be patient with quarterback. I know a lot of people thought we already knew who Jared Goff was when he was traded from the Rams to Detroit. I don't think anybody expected Detroit to have a top 3 offense, but Jared Goff was a very, very high prospect from the beginning whereas Zach Wilson's a high prospect, was drafted as a high prospect at number 2, but it almost feels like it was a knee-jerk reaction at the very end. There was like a week and a half, 2 weeks till draft day, and all of a sudden Zach Wilson jumped the boards. He jumped Justin Fields. I mean, the fact that the Jets could be playing with Justin Fields right now with that defense must haunt them. I mean, that must really, really haunt them. There was so many things that they could have done, but you got to take your wins and you got to lick your wounds. Next year, you'll have opportunities to right the ship. A lot of these players, especially these star players, are young. Garrett Wilson, you got a lot to be happy about, but it looks like it's official. I do think the Jets are totally out of it right now, but more importantly, the Jaguars have matched the Jets record at 7-8, but because of that weak AFC South, it looks like they are going to make the playoffs. Tennessee, if they lose, then they're going to have the same record. If they lose against Houston, they're going to be 7-8 as well. But more importantly, no matter what happens, the Jags are going to play Tennessee in Week 18, and that'll be for all the marbles. And I don't think anybody at this point has Tennessee beating Jacksonville. I mean, Tennessee, they just moved to Malik Willis, who, if you saw Malik Willis, he started the Sunday night football game against the Chiefs. They went to overtime. Granted, that is a very hard thing to do in Arrowhead. But if you look at the stat line, it doesn't even look like they played with a quarterback. Malik Willis is very, very, very raw. I mean, he has probably a year of sitting behind an actual QB1 and then another year of starting an entire season before he maybe develops, but I really think that was a whiff. So I think they're kind of screwed right now because although they said they're going with Willis just for the game on Sunday against Houston, there's talk saying that Tannehill will not play for the rest of the season. So if that's the move that they do, if they go with Willis for the next final 3 stretch of games, I have Jacksonville making the playoffs, winning the AFC South, and everything is still available for Jacksonville. And who would have thought Jacksonville would be a team that maybe you don't want to play, forcing the Jets to only score 3 points, no matter how bad of an offense the Jets have. A near shutout is worth something. If the Jaguars are playing a high level of offense, and I know it doesn't look like it with 19 points, but if you watched the game, then you saw that they only punted 1 time in the first half. And every time the Jags had the ball, they scored points and they got points on the board. So Jacksonville can keep with this high-scoring type offense and play defense. They got 2 receivers that are going to have 1,000 yards maybe. ETN just hit 1,000 rushing yards in the season. All of a sudden, the Jags, these teams, Detroit, there's a lot of teams like this that you wouldn't necessarily want to play this time of the year. And, that's what makes this so much fun is as long as you get your ticket, anything can happen. And Jacksonville is looking like they're going to get a ticket. Detroit's looking like they're going to get a ticket. And there's a couple teams that play like they have nothing to lose when they get a ticket. And we saw the Giants do it in 2008, I believe, when they beat Green Bay and then beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. You don't want a team that has nothing to lose in the playoffs slinging it like Jared Goff in Detroit, because they may just F around and go into Minnesota and beat them and then mess around and play a really good game against who knows in the conference. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. They still got to win out. I think they could do it. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for joining this podcast. Please like and subscribe. Check out all of our videos. I spent like 5 hours making content today. Injury updates, who's in, who's out, scenarios. Every scenario for someone to clinch a playoff berth, I made a video on it. Go to our Star 6 Media page. Check out our shorts. And I hope you guys enjoy that stuff. I hope you subscribe. Stay with us because Saturday there's a lot of football to be played. And then Sunday, a lot more football. We're going to be streaming it all. We're going to be breaking down playoff clinching as it's happening. So don't miss any of that. This is the right time of year to have your football buddies breaking everything down with you. I hope you guys have a great fantasy week. If you're in the playoffs, I wish you the best of luck. Stay safe with this weather, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope you do it safely and you have a good time. Thank you guys for giving this podcast a shot, and we'll see you next time.